Okay, so how would you go about making a design like this one here with 6C transporting LLC on there and so on? It looks fairly simple. Let's have a go and see what we're going to do to make that. Go to our circle tool or ellipse tool and we'll make some circles. So let's hold down the shift key to make it sure it's a proper circle. Don't need the command key because that makes it come out from the centre. Okay, so that's our first circle there, and we want it so that it's got no fill in it. So let's get rid of the fill. And we want it so it's got a stroke on it. So let's give it a stroke. And the stroke is going to be, well, bigger than 1 point, that's for sure. So I think the stroke should be around about that much. Okay, that's that job done there. Now we want to have a circle inside there as well, on which the 6C is going to go there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a copy of this first of all. So let's do Command J, and then I'm going to come in from that there. Now hold down the Command key and the Shift key as well. And then I'm going to make it so that the inside circle is about that size. Okay, so this one doesn't have to have a border around it or an outline around it, so we'll get rid of that. But we'll put a colour in there, so let's go to colour, and the colour is going to be black. So that's our black colour in there. Now we want to have some circles in there on which we're going to put our transporting LLC on there. So let's take the outer circle again, and I'm going to make a kind of copy of it. We might actually need two of them, but we'll make one for the moment. Let's do Command and J. Copied that. Going to ring this in, hold down the Shift key and the Command key, and bring it into about, well, anywhere around here will do, because we can adjust how high the text goes from the line. But let's put it around about there. So that's going to be the distance from the centre circle to where the text is going to be. And we can make the line there a little bit less. So let's go back to the stroke and bring that down just so that we know that we're talking about a line which is just going to be for putting the text on. So let's get our text tool while that's still selected. If we put our text tool close enough to the circle, it goes from being a text tool to being a text on a line tool. So let's get the text on a line there. There, look. Okay, so now I'm going to start typing in some text. And the text that's on this one here is 6C. And as you may have noticed that the text is on the wrong side at the moment. Reverse text path, that could do it. And in fact it has done it. Let's get the text up and make it a bit bigger as well. So let's get it to be whatever size, 144 will do for the moment. Not far off really. And now we just got to move these around to where we want the text to start on top. So I'm going to get these around here and move it to the end there where it's going to start. Get the stopping point, move that around over onto the other side as well. So as you can see, we need to make some adjustments to get the text to fit exactly where we want to in terms of the length of the text. So let's change the 150 points to maybe 160. Still needs to be bigger. Maybe it's dependent upon the text that we're using as well. So change it from being Arial to something a bit different. We could have Arial Black. That makes it go around a bit further, but it's going to be a bit too big. Avenir next. Well, whatever text you want to use there. So let's put that in there for the moment, and we'll make it bold as well, just to you work out the text when you're doing this one for yourself, okay? And we can also change how the text goes around there with the spaces in between the letters. This, by the way, is our baseline. This is where we're making it so that it's how far it is from our line that we're using as line for the text. Again, this one here, loosen, maybe that'll do it. That loosened it a bit. So if I do Option and the right arrow, that should do it. Let's do Option, right arrow. And I've gone a little bit too far with that there because it's bounced back on itself because of where I've got these markers lined up. So let's bring this marker down here. And as you can see, we're getting pretty close to what we have over on this design here. What we also need to do, we need to put a 6C in the middle of this as well. So one way of doing this here would be to use the pen tool. So I'm going to start there, come around to here. Let's put a colour on this here so we can find it a bit easier. Make it a bit bigger as well. So let's get the colour, put the colour that. No, that's not. We don't want an actual fill colour. We want the fill colour to be nothing, and we want the outline to be a nice colour there. So we've got a colour in there. Whatever colour we'll do for the moment. Then we go to node editing tool. Let's change this node here to make it a smooth node. Adjust this as necessary. So what I'll do is I'll get this and put it over here. Let's move it up. There we have it, and I'm going to increase the size of it. Hold down the Shift, Command key as well, and that's close enough. Then what I want to do is I want to get some rectangles and put these rectangles in here. So let's do that now. And I've got fill and no outline. Then I'm going to make a copy of that. Command J, duplicate, bring that down just a wee bit to here, make this a bit shorter. Command J, do another copy of that there, and then I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees, and this should be somewhere around about there. So I've got the 4 rectangles selected, and now I want to select that black circle as well. And in the shape builder tool I want to use the subtract and just take away the bits that I don't want. So I don't want that bit there, and I don't want that bit there, and I don't need these bits over here either, and neither that bit there. Job done. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is to put a circle in there to put in the text that's underneath the bottom here. So let's do that now. Let's go to our ellipse tool. Let's put a circle in here. Get it about the right size, and then I'm going to select that, then select the outside one, and then I'm going to align it up. So align it that way, and then align it that way. And it's not quite right in size yet, so let's change the size of that there. So let's deselect the outer one, come out from the center. Okay, that'll do, that's close enough. And then we're going to get that other bit of text in there, artistic text tool. I'm looking for that little symbol there that looks like a text on a line. And I'm going to put the text in there, so EST. There's some dots on either end of that, but we could put that in later. Next thing to do will be to go to this here and to put the text so that it's on the other side of that line, or change the direction of the text. Okay, reverse text path, that's the way I want to do it. Okay, so I need to move this around a wee bit. And then the other thing that I want to do here is just maybe put a couple of dots in there. So now what I want to do is I want to take this here and I'm going to copy it to Command J. So I bring that across here, somewhere around about there. What I might do with this is I might just take that there, get this centre of rotation and put it in the centre here. Okay, so that's looking good then. So we got the EST 2012 in there, should be 21, but that's close enough. Now then, to do the arrows. This outer circle is what I'm looking for, so now I've got it selected. Okay, it's converted into curves, then I'm going to tell it to expand stroke. Okay, stroke expanded, job done. So now it's time to create the arrows on the outside of this here. I'm going to start with the pen tool, and we're going to go from the middle of this and work our way outwards. So click once in the middle and then click where we're supposed to go on the outside there. Using the shift tool, so I'll get a straight line and going at 45 degrees from the centre. So let's add a stroke to that line, maybe slightly thinner than the circle going around the outside. That might just do it, 24 points. And then I'm going to make some copies of that there. We want the centre rotation in the centre of the circle here. So we've got to get this centre rotation, bring it down and put it in here. Command J first to make a duplicate. And then we're going to move this around 90 degrees. Hold down the shift key. Okay, that's correct. And now I'm going to do Command J again to use the power duplicate. So let's go to layer. Now I've got just these 4 bits selected. Expand the stroke of those. Okay, so now what I want to do is select these nodes here, and I'm just going to go in with them, so put them there. What I could do with this here is I put an extra node here, an extra node here, get these nodes here, and then just delete them. So I did the same process on the remaining lines, so that the line just went from the outside of the circle going outwards and nothing more. So now to make the feathers for the end of the arrow, I've started with a rectangle here which I'm turning around 45 degrees, and I'm going to place it up next to the actual line of the arrow. And after that I'm going to shear it to get the shape I need. Okay, so I made a copy of that there. Let's rotate it. Hold down the shift key so I get the rotation right. Put it in here, line it up. Okay, so let's take this here, Command J, bring this out this way. Okay, so shift key held so that it doesn't change the aspect ratio of that part of the design. So that's that done. And then we're going to do these bits on the bottom here. We'll just do this one down the bottom here on the right hand side. Let's make a pointy shape to go on the end of there. The best way to make this pointy shape is to use the pen tool. We'll start off in the middle of this line and then work our way around the shape. And complete that. Okay, so now we can get rid of the stroke around that because we don't want a stroke on that. And we do want a fill to it, so let's change the fill of that. Let's go back to the node editing tool again. And we're going to change this to a smooth node. Smooth. Same this one, smooth. And this one here is a bit longer, so let's take that further out there. That's close enough. Then what I would do is I just copy that and put it over on here. So let's do that now. So let's take that and copy it. Let's do Command J. Bring it across. Rotate it by 90 degrees. Bring it across here a bit further. Perfect. Lovely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to join them together with the compound tool. Now the only thing to finish off here is this bit here, and join this to this outside edge. And to do that, what I'm going to do is go to the node tool first of all. Let's go to the node tool. So I didn't get my nodes there exactly right on the edge of that there before, but we will do now. So bring those in so that they're inside that there. Then we're going to get the move tool. Then I'm going to select this outer circle. So basically that's the job done. Just have to sort of reproduce this bit over on this one over here. And that's it. So that's how easy it is to make this design. And it didn't take too long at all. And obviously you might want to change the text in here, get those colours right to match those colours in there. But that's something you can do yourself. This is Dave Allen, I'm Good and Geeky. If you've learned something from this video, put a like onto it and subscribe if you want to see more tutorials like this. I do tutorials about the Raspberry Pi. I do tutorials about iOS and Mac applications because I like technology. Okay, bye-bye now.